Hola, ciao, bonjour, good day, mate, and hello, and welcome back to the Chatverse. If you're new here, we're glad to have you, and if you're not, welcome back. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that button, and like, and hit that dingy bell for notifications when we post a video. And if you haven't noticed, yes, I am talking this way. I don't talk like this. But we're talking about traveling today. I know you're laughing.
Trying to keep my composure here.
We're talking about traveling. I'll just go into this. Let's pop into the video.
Shall we?
Let's go. As we said, yes, I'm back to American. As we said, we're talking about traveling, our dream traveling spots. That is kind of why we did the quirky intro that we did.
I'm bad at accents, so I stuck out of it. I stayed out of it. I didn't want anything to do.
I wasn't going to tell her that I was going to switch to an English accent, but I was like, well, I'll tell you anyways. I didn't want to be the typical American and go Cockney and be like, "Oi, governor!" Didn't want to do that. So I was like, well, we'll just try to be as posh of an English person as we can be. Drinking tea with the Queen and all that jazz.
Pinkies out.
Yes.
Man.
But we're gonna talk about where we want to go, whether it's stateside or internationally. So do you want to start with one of the places that you want to visit?
So you're going to see that there's kind of a theme to some of my stuff, but that has nothing to do with my first one. So my first one is I want to go to Disneyland.
Who doesn't?
So I've never been there before. That is the original of the originals. And I know Disneyland is smaller, and some people will say it's like the cheap version of Disney World, but there's a lot of history there.
There's different things there, too.
There's also different rides there that's not even at Disney World.
Yeah.
And there's rides that are the same, but they're different. So, like, Haunted Mansion, even, like, the outside of the ride is totally different. And then the way you start the ride, totally different. So, like, there's a lot of things that I want to, like, compare the rides and even just get a different, like, experience with it. But it's just, that's what Walt built. He was there. He walked around. His apartment is still there. Never touched. Yeah, you have to, like, pay expensive, like, tours, or it's, like, specialty things to go in there. But it's just the fact of, it's just so historical, and there's just so much history there.
Yeah.
And I know there's not as much to do there because of, like, there's only Disneyland and California Adventures, and they're on the same huge, like, plot of land. Like, you can actually walk across the plaza, but it's just the fact that it's just something that I really want to do. So,
yeah.
That's my first one.
Yeah. My first one isn't, well, I can do the stateside ones. Stateside, I would like to go to Hawaii. I've never been there.
Me too.
I just think it is, like, a cool place, and I know, like, my parents went there for their honeymoon, and, like, looking at their, like, home movies of it, and
oh, they actually filmed stuff there?
Yeah, they filmed stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the, like, pictures for their anniversary a couple years ago, I made a scrapbook of their honeymoon, and I made it all up, and just looking at all of the pictures of Hawaii, I was like, I want to go there. It would be fun even to go back, like, with them. Now it's, like, 32 years later, whatever. They would, like, see where they, like, honeymooned or whatever. But, or even just, like, with, like, friends or whatever, just going. Just the, like, atmosphere over there is, like, very laid back. I mean, there's still the hustle and bustle if you're, like, in the, like, city. Like, Oahu's more, like, fast-paced because of that. It's, like, chill, too, at the same time. It's not, like, hustle and bustle of, like, cities here type thing.
Yeah, and even though, like, some people say there's sections that's, like, a tourist trap, there's still sections of it that is very, like, it's so nature-based. Like,
yeah, it's off the grid. Like,
right.
You feel like you're not, like, in, not like, civilization, but you're not in, like,
it's a different type of living over there, I feel like, too.
And there is, like, you're on island time, so you're, like, you're laid back. You're not, like, rushing around, like, especially the locals, like, they'll be like, we get there on island time, you know? You're just kind of, like...
Or they're just at the beach all day.
Yeah, they're chilling at the beach, which is fine with me. Like, half the time when I go on vacation, I'm at the beach half the day. So, like, it would be fitting for me. And, like, just seeing, like, those old videos and stuff, like, I'm, like, I want to see, like, if anything's, like, the same from those videos, or if, like, I'm sure things have changed, but I wonder if, like, some of those, like, local things are, like, still there.
Even, like, for example, like, the hotels. Like, you've seen a lot of Hawaii in, like, TV shows and movies, and they always show the hotels. So, are they going to be what they were, like, back in the 70s or the 80s, where they want to keep it very nostalgic, like, that type of feel? Or have they, like... I'm trying to work on not saying the word like.
Oh, I know. I did notice in one of our videos.
It was bad.
It was like, what
so, I would, like, it would be cool to see if they kept it back to that old Hawaii feel, or if they updated it and modernized it.
Yeah. I think a lot of, like, the places that I've seen, it kind of looks like they've kept some of them more, like, kind of in that era. And, update it a little bit, but, like, keep that, like, nostalgic feel, and don't, like, kind of change it too much. I don't know. I think it would be, like, cool to, like, sit there and watch, like, the surf competitions and stuff. Ari is trying to bust out of here. I've seen, like, other, like, YouTubers go and visit and do, like, vlogs and stuff, and, like, just to see the waterfalls and, like, the different beaches and everything like that. And
plus, if you're a person who's obsessed with, like, the tropical vibe, tropical feel stuff, like, that's the place to go.
Right. And it's like, you can be on, like, one of the beach houses and wake up on the beach, and you're just, like, right there, you walk out, you see the sunrise and the sunset and all of that kind of stuff. And then, too, when you were talking about Disneyland, they have the Alani out there.
Yes.
And like, being out there, I'd be like, I want to see that.
Yes.
That's, like,
Dude.
one of the... Why are you trying to bust out of here?
I was okay with the first couple seconds.
She's, like, knocking on the door. Dude. Psst. She's gonna keep doing it. She's gonna try
no, but yeah, I always pronounce it wrong. It's either Alani or Ulani. Like, Ulani, I don't know. I forget the way you pronounce it.
A lot of people I've heard saying Alani, so I'm like, I don't know if it's
beautiful there.
It looks really, really nice. So I'm like, while you're out there, why not see that?
Yes.
But then, too, like, I would love to see, like, the Pearl Harbor Museum.
Oh, yeah. My cousin she got this opportunity, I don't know if it was when she was in college, it was this marine biology type of a course. So she went there for a couple weeks, or what the deal was, and I believe she went and saw Pearl Harbor.
Why are you opening the closet? Hold on. Let me let her out. Don't try to bust back in here, bro.
But yes, Pearl Harbor, that would be something really neat to see. Yeah.
And it's, like, it just, everybody that goes there, like, it has the eerie feel to it, they say, but it's kind of, like, trapped in history. So, like, that was, like, a huge thing that happened. So to just be there and see that and, like, kind of, like, just see where it all happened.
Yeah.
It's something that, like...
I forgot about that with Hawaii. Like, it's something you just know, but then you forget about it unless you bring it up like you just did.
Because you think of Hawaii, you're like, okay, all of the beaches, like, surfing, the volcanoes, like, all that kind of stuff.
Where they filmed Jurassic Park and Parts of Lost.
Exactly. And where they filmed Hawaii 5-0 and all of that kind of stuff. So, like...
Did Full House actually go to Hawaii? With the Mahoonies, that Stephanie was like, the Mahoonies, or whatever they called them.
They might have. I don't know.
It's the Mahoonies! We're saved! Come on, everybody! Stephanie, wait a minute. Honey, hold on. It's dark out there.
Where Danny has his whole clipboard of fun.
Oh, yeah.
First thing I'd like to say is, I hate this clipboard of fun!
The Brady Bunch went to Hawaii, I believe, too.
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Oh, Bobby, speaking of luck, look what I found.
Thanks, Alice. I thought it was gone forever. Hey, Greg, wait.
There's so many TV shows over the years that those were always like the special ones. Like when they do that.
And when like on Full House when they went to like Disney.
Yes. Yeah. I watched that the night before I went there.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to purposely film specific areas
where they were at.
And I actually did film that. And so I'm actually part of another YouTube channel called Stub Entertainment. And I made 2 videos where it was all about Full House at Disney World. So I might link that. Well, no, it's fun because we went to the Grand Floridian where Jesse was playing on the piano where they stayed. If Jesse was at the piano here, he would be looking up where those people are currently. That's going to be where Becky was. Does that look familiar?
Yes.
So if we're here, it would be panning and going up right there. Mm-hmm. And we went on the carousel right by where they say Michelle went missing. Right when they get off, DJ and Stephanie talk to each other. They say, this is ridiculous. She's being bossy. That's when Michelle runs off. And then they go, Michelle, Michelle, where's Michelle? Dad's gonna kill us. That's the same carousel.
Michelle! She's gone! You better go tell your dad. Let me know how he takes it. Kimmy, we just lost our little sister. Michelle!
So yeah, that's a cool, I don't know why. Is this a cool, fun thing that I did that I would like you to see it if you like to watch it?
Yeah.
So.
We'll link it. We'll link it. Yeah. So that's like one of the places like stateside that I would want to see.
Yeah. For me, like there's so much I want to see within the United States that I don't have many things that go beyond like the borders. But I will say that I would like to go to some areas of Canada.
Yeah.
There are some really, really beautiful areas up there, especially in the Vancouver area. Mm-hmm. And, of course, gotta throw this in there, I would like to go to Vancouver because that's where a lot of my favorite TV shows get filmed.
Hey, I mean, they film Supernatural in Canada all the time.
I want to see the Kent Farm. That's where Smallville was filmed. And there was actually a Hallmark movie that they filmed on the same location. I forget, I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, there's so many.
I'm like, wait a second, that's the house. So, yeah, a lot of these are private property, but you can drive by. Mm-hmm. But there are so many shows that they get filmed up there, and movies that just by seeing a lot of that, like The Flash is filmed up there. I want to say Riverdale is... the new Superman and Lois TV show. Yeah, like a lot of those things all get filmed up there. Mm-hmm. So a lot of it has to deal with Smallville. I'd love to see that. But there are so many beautiful areas up in Canada. It's like I don't even know where you would start.
Oh, I know. There's so many places, especially in like the BC up there, like that you would just that's just like the nature of it. Like
I know.
Just like the water, and you can be like in the mountains and the just
very
all the
scenic.
pines and everything. It's just so like everything that I've ever seen, like pictures, I'm like, I have to go there at some point. So yeah, no, I do understand when you're talking about
I've been to Niagara Falls on both the American and the Canadian side, and I enjoyed it when I was over on the Canadian side. Mm-hmm. It just gets finicky when it has to deal with converting of the money.
Yeah.
I just remember I was up there twice, and the second time we went, I just feel like it was more expensive. This was in the early 2000s. I don't know what the currency changes between the United States and them right now, but I do remember like everything. The restaurants are more expensive. Yeah. The hotels stay.
The cost of living is more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. That's with me in Canada.
Yeah. Another place like stateside is Alaska. I want to go to Alaska. Yeah. It's kind of like how Canada is, like with the scenery and everything. I just want to, like I've always seen, there's shows about it. There's any pictures that I've seen, like with traveling magazines or anything. Mm-hmm. It just looks so like, not even real.
Did they actually film the proposal in Alaska, or was it somewhere else? Because I know they go to Alaska.
Yeah, I want to say they... I don't know. I didn't ever look into it.
Because if that was Alaska, that looked pretty cool up there. If that could have just been Canada for all we know.
It could have been Vancouver for all we know.
With the Northern Lights.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. There's something that's like just fairy tale like about Alaska.
Oh, I know what you mean.
It just doesn't seem like it would be in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like just seems like it's would be over in Europe or something.
Yeah.
Like not part of here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my next one is one of the things that I have on my bucket list is that I want to buy a camper, an RV it's like the kitchen with the bathroom, so you have the toilet and the shower, and I would like to go around to many state parks or
that was one of the ones I was going to say.
Those type of things, because camping from how I do it is definitely different than that. There's many people who I do watch on YouTube where the problem is when you do go to the state parks, you're like really close. These campsites are like very butted up. Oh, scared.
One of the dogs threw their bone outside the door and tried to open the door.
I don't know if I'd really want a tent camp in a lot of these state parks because you're so close up.
Yeah.
But if you want to go exploring, like a tent you can't lock up. Mm-hmm. That's that problem when you go tent camping. You like if you have your air mattress or belongings in there, you're afraid when you leave your site to go drive around, it's just there. I've done it like at other campgrounds, but anyways, with an RV, I feel like it would be cool because you can go and hit a bunch up. And you can just go from here, drive around, you can stay there, and then you can get your camping fix in. But then you still have the shower hookup. You can cook in there. You have the refrigerator. And it's just something I've really wanted to do. Like, I really like going to, like, the RV shows. See, this one, I can sit in here, and actually there's still some clearance. Guys, there's a privacy curtain.
How come there's a door that leads to the bathroom from the outside?
Jeez. Like crippled?
I'm trying the best I can not to get hurt.
Just jump.
Guys, I'm on a field trip and I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to use my emergency forms. The problem is I have to like swing my hip around. It's not going.
This is the longest I've ever seen someone try to get on the ladder.
Our videos will have some entertainment to the content. Trying to pick out or figure out, well, what type of car am I going to need to haul this one day? Or look at the floor plans. Because my thing is I don't want to get one where it's just where only 2 people can sleep in it, where it's just the one big bed.
Yeah.
Right, so I've looked at floor plans where you could see, okay, is there going to be the bunk room? But the problem is when you get the ones with the bunk room, it extends the cab footage. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if I want to drive something or haul something that large or that long. So then you see, well, they do have a lot of the couches that they actually all fold down.
Yeah.
So as long as I can have at least 4 people, because I feel like 4 people is a good number, it would be awesome to say, oh, if you could have like even more sleep in there. But I want it to be that at least there's one other area for like other people to sleep, because that's going to defeat the purpose. Like, I'm going to want to go with people.
Yeah,
I'm just not going to go by myself or be like, sorry guys, you got to just sleep on the floor, and then I get the big bed.
You just got to sleep in the driver's seat. That was one of my ones. I was going to say before Alaska, but I was like, I just said Alaska first. But yeah, I do want to see like a bunch of the different national parks, because I'm big into hiking, so I always like going to places like that. And I was like, Yosemite, Yellowstone, like all of those. I just want to see.
Is Mount Rushmore considered part of a state park, or is that just
I think so.
Is that something not in a state park? Because that'd be cool to see Mount Rushmore.
I know it's a landmark type thing.
Yeah.
So I want to say it might be. I'm not sure. The one
thing with some of these landmarks or state parks, when you get on their property, I've heard, my parents went out west a long time ago, and they hit up a lot of these places. you're just driving, and you're, like, within the perimeter of the actual state park or, like, the Grand Canyon, and you're just driving forever and to get to that point. And you're like, you see the sign, but you're, like, driving for miles, like, well, where is it? Like,
yeah. Oh, I know, because, like, what is it? The Sequoia National Park with the really big sequoia trees. It's like Northern California.
Not sure.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. But, like, that, like, you have to drive a long way up until there to get into, like, that park. Yeah, just, I want to see, like, every single one of them. I just want to go to every single one and see, like, I just want to hike in every single one. I just do. It's just, like, something that's, like, on my list of things that I would love to do, because I just like being outdoors and I like hiking, and I love when you're out in the middle of the forest and you can be in the dense forest and you just, like, think nothing's around, like, okay, I'm gonna get out, maybe there's gonna be a clearing, like a field or a prairie or whatever, but even, like, places going up north in Michigan, like, you're in the dense forest and then you come out and you're on sand dunes and you're on the beach and you're just, like, along a lake shore, just to, like, even see those in, like, that's why Alaska and, like, Canada and all those kind of places were, like, one of the things that, like, I would want to see too, because they have that kind of stuff, but minus, like, sand dunes, but they have, like, those kind of things where you're, like, in the deep forest and you're out on water. There's just different places in a lot of the national parks that I'm like, I just want to hike through every single one, because they're all different. Like, they have similarities, but they're different. Like, some are, like, spruce trees and that kind of stuff. Some are hardwood trees. And then you get some that's the desert, like the Grand Canyon.
Right, that's a thing. Or some could be more, like, rainforest-like. Some could be more woods. Some could be more of, like you said, the desert.
You can get mountains and, like, or whatever, like the Smoky Mountains or whatever the heck you want to go to.
And every state is going to bring a different type of state park. Or even within the state, you could have different types. So
yeah, and then, like, different, just, like, locations, like the people, like how their culture is or whatever. Even though you're in the U.S., there's different ways of living within the U.S.
Oh yeah, I can see it all the time when I see different things on YouTube and Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Even though you're in the United States and it's all like they're almost in their own little world.
Yeah.
Like down south, like in Louisiana or different places, I feel like they have a whole other type of culture than up here up north.
Oh yeah. So. And, like, even when people will be out of state, like out of the country and stuff, in other countries, and they say the American accent, there's different variations of the American accent because of region. So, like, if you're from the South, you're going to speak differently from somebody like us up in the North. And even, like, in our home state, people talk differently because you have the influence of, like, Pennsylvania along that border, and then
the Virginias,
Kentucky. Yeah, like, if you're in Cincinnati or whatever, you kind of have that Kentucky, like, feel.
Well, because you can see over.
It's right there. Yeah. Like, you can literally, like, step over and you're in Kentucky. People say it, like, they'll be like, oh, you guys have a different accent up there. Like, it's all, like, how you pronounce your vowels and stuff.
Yeah, see, I don't see us having an accent at all.
I don't from when we're up
but here, I know what you mean. I think it's the way we say words, or when people say pop versus soda. For us, it's pop.
Yeah, and the way, like, and down south, like, down south, they'll say, like, buggy instead of cart, like, things like that. It's
so, like, the vocabulary changes in certain areas.
Yeah, so there's that kind of thing. So when you're in those states that have those national parks, there's gonna be, like, differences, and it's cool to see, like, how other states live. Like,
now, see, for me, that's why some people will rag on me and be like, why do you not want to go travel without the United States? You'll have people say, well, what about Europe? What about this, that? I'm like, but to me, some of that's not really appealing. Some of it has to deal with when you go into another country, you're going into a different culture, different language. Yeah. It's very intimidating and scary. Plus just the flight over there.
It's a long flight, yeah.
But there's so much in the United States. And like you said, we have so many different regions and cultures and different things going on that I want to spend my time here doing stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, it would be cool to go to Australia.
Oh,
Something like that. But when people will get all hyped up on their Paris and Europe trips, I guess I don't... To me, I don't... Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you can go and do that, but that's just not something, like, I'm hyped up on, where people will say, oh, well, Jennifer, do you want to go to the Disneys, like Disneyland Paris, Shanghai, that type of stuff? Yeah. I don't know. I guess you have to be also a person who gets very into learning about other cultures and stuff for different languages. For me, it's very hard to pick up other languages. It's very, very hard. And I know people say it's cool then to go on the rides when they're in another language, but they're in another language.
Yeah, you're kind of just there, like, okay,
what But it is really, really cool, but it's the fact of, if you go over there, I say don't be traveling across oceans to go to another amusement park. You need to be going there for other things.
Different.
And for me, like, even like you say, oh, Shanghai, like everyone's all hyped up about Shanghai. I don't know, like, I feel like I actually might be too scared going exploring over there. So that's why I don't know, like, Australia might be kind of cool, but then that's a hike, man.
Oh, yeah, it's like a 24-hour ride.
Because when I was little, I loved Our Lips Are Sealed with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, and I loved that they went to Australia. And I was like, when I was little, I want to go to Australia. I want to go to these places.
That is one of the places that I would love to go to see the Golden Coast.
Yeah, that's why I want to stick within the United States.
But yeah, there's so much culture within the United States because people immigrated here from all over the place.
Right,
that's why it's a melting pot.
Can get that flair and some of that stuff over here.
Yeah, because you had, like, especially in all these kind of regions up here, you had, like, the Irish and the Polish and all of those kinds.
Italian.
Yes, Italians, they all immigrated up towards, like, the East Coast, up in there, and, like, in the Smoky Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains. Like, the Celtic people, Irish and the Scottish, they settled there because it reminded them of back home.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I like history, so I always look into stuff like that. And that's kind of some of the reasons why I want to go to different parts of Europe, because of history. So knowing that, like, they have their own kind of culture because they brought that with them. So when people say, like, oh, Americans don't really have culture, like, we do.
Which I'll say, hey, some people will be like, just shut up. I can go to Epcot and travel around the world. But what's very sad, though, is at Epcot, they don't have the people from the countries there right now.
Yeah, because they couldn't travel in.
That was so cool to go to the French bakery, and they were talking in French and had, like, an American French accent, you know how that goes. And so just, like, trying to, like, buy something and you hear that, or you can go up to any of them and say, oh, tell me something about your childhood over there.
You get, like, a
There's
taste
that
of
stuff,
it,
and I appreciate that. I guess I'm more of a scaredy cat going and traveling into other countries and being vulnerable and being bad at picking up languages and afraid to get taken advantage of and just being scared.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, like, travel abroad by myself. Like, I would
You'd almost want to be in a group or something.
Yeah. You definitely would go with somebody, whether it be family or friends. But yeah, no.
Bring up that throwing the Epcot thing. People are like, yeah, let's drink around the world. I'm like, okay, if you want to get dehydrated.
Just out in the sun.
No, but there are some people get trashed there. I was at the fireworks show. These people behind us I think we're by Germany. They're like, they were so
just got the, like, pine over there. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of, because we bounce back and forth with that. A place that I would like to go is Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because...
What's filmed there?
One Tree Hill and Dawson's Creek.
That's why I was like, I knew you were going to say something's filmed there. That's why I asked you what's filmed there.
Yes.
Even though I knew.
Yes. So I've loved One Tree Hill for years when it was on. What if I say Gossip Girl? Because they keep talking about New York and your Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Dawson's Creek is a new thing that was brought into my life, but I'm obsessed with it and I love it. And to then find out that Dawson's Creek was filmed in Wilmington even before One Tree Hill, and the landscapes there is just...
The Carolinas are nice.
Oh, it is just, like, no joke. I'm like, I would like to have Dawson's house.
Right.
To have the creek right there. You have a little dock there. You can have ride your boats back and forth to your friend's house. Or with One Tree Hill, we've got the beach houses they're always showing. Like, just that type of stuff there. But that would be cool where you'd be like, I'm going to drive past Karen's Cafe. I'm going to go see where Brooke and Luke lived. And
That iconic red door over there.
Yes, and what's funny is some of these are like in a very short distance of each other.
They're not far.
And there's many areas that you can kind of see they kind of crossed over with filming.
Yeah.
There's this dock area that I want to say where they kind of filmed the one bridge. There's been times where I feel like I've seen scenes from both there. Yeah. Because you've got like the famous Nathan and Haley scene where he gives her the bracelet out of the Captain Crunch, Cracker Jacks. That scene is there, but then you always got like, that's always like where the boats are like, Pacey has done many funny things there, like, well, it was, all that type of stuff, but, so there's a lot of stuff there with those two TV shows. I'm like, I want to go there.
I want to go there, see, like, where, and that's another thing, like, in the U.S., you see a lot of different places where they film, like, shows, like even in like Atlanta and stuff, and Savannah, where they filmed some of the like I don't want to say, wasn't Notebook filmed in Savannah?
Probably a lot of the Nicholas Sparks stuff.
A lot of the Nicholas Sparks.
I wonder where Safe Haven was filmed. Probably Georgia.
A lot of them were filmed. There's some are filmed in the Carolinas because a lot of them like take place in there. So some of them are filmed over there. Moving out of U.S., I would want to see, I would like to go to Scotland and Ireland, and mostly, like when I talk about places that I want to see abroad, it's ancestry, going back like to see where they came from, and then the history of it, like just wanting to be where like certain things took place and like seeing it like up close in person rather than just reading about it.
Plus, if you're like a history buff too, or a history person, it's cool then to go to some of these places where like even like history events took place.
Yeah, like especially like the medieval stuff, like to see where like those old, like just the old structures of like old castles and just
that would be cool with the castles
and the landscapes and just the beauty of those countries and then the culture of it, like seeing where part of my ancestry comes from, just to feel like that connection of that. So those are reasons why like some of the places that I'll talk about I want to go, because some of my family came from Glasgow in Scotland, so to go there and kind of like see where they were from is something that like intrigues me. And then just like the history of, because in those areas, like Vikings and stuff, I always looked into like, I don't know why Vikings, but like they were the original pirates. They were the first ones because they like, I don't want to say colonized, but because they were not gentle about how they did it. They just ravaged places, and there's a percentage of my ancestry that's tied to them because of where their trade routes were. They went up into like England and Wales and Ireland and Scotland, and then even their trade routes went into the Mediterranean over in Italy and Sicily and all of that kind of stuff. They went like all over the place. That's why a lot of people, your ancestry, you'll have Vikings somewhere, or you'll have the Huns somewhere, because the Huns, because those are like two of the big, I don't want to say tribes or families, but that's what they were, that kind of pillaged areas and they have roots to a lot of families. You have those kind of ties, and then there's other people that will have the ties to, like, Native Americans and stuff. So those are, like, big things, and especially if you're, like, have majority European, and just whatever, all over in that area, you're going to have, like, most likely a Viking.
Yeah. Now, see, for me, like, with Poland and Czechoslovakia, some of that stuff, it's like...
Poland, I don't really want to go to. No offense to Poland. I mean, I don't
really have any eagerness to really go there. I know we've had relatives that have gone over to Europe, or they've gone over there. Not really interested in it. I'm sorry. Like, it would be cool maybe just to see where, like, people came from, but I guess at least for me, I don't know. There's nothing that really seems very intriguing about going to Poland.
Yeah.
Or Czechoslovakia. Like, I don't know. Like, though I feel like those aren't really, like, even tourist destinations. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I have Polish. My last name's Polish, so that part I don't really want to go to Poland. It's not really on the top of it. I would rather go to England because there's some English in my background.
Going like to London, like I feel like that would be cool.
I want to go to London.
Big Ben.
Yeah.
Got a lot of movies that I like that are
the double buses and everything. Yeah.
That take place there.
I also want to see like the countryside of England too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's other parts of other countries over there that I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
We went over a lot of places.
Because I mean, there's other parts, like my other side of my family, Italian, so I would want to go to Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see, like, Sicily and Greece and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of other places that I want to go, but I just didn't talk about them.
Yeah, same here. Like, there's different places and stuff, but those are, like, the ones that whenever you would say, well, where are the places that you really want to go, those are always, like, high on the list.
Yeah.
But I will also say I would like to go to northern Michigan.
Oh yeah, like
up
way
there.
Up in the UP.
Yeah.
Because that's close to Canada.
Some of the pictures I've seen in video footage, dang.
So
that's another one. Which
that's
I think
Superior. Yeah, I want to go up there too. That's Lake Superior up there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Like the northern part, and then going over to the top, like the
like by Sault Ste. Marie. It's up there. Because then you can go and cross over into Canada from there. There's different, like, bridges that you can get to Canada from different parts of Michigan, too. So, we hope you enjoyed this conversation about traveling. The little jokey bits of, kind of using different accents or whatever.
I thought you were going to go back into your accent. I was waiting for it.
I could. But feel free to tell us in the comments places that you want to see. Like, where do you want to travel?
Or jump on the bandwagon with us in the places we want to go.
Right. Like, is there... Like, we were talking about how there's so much stuff stateside that you can see and all the different culture within our own country that you can explore. Where here and then where abroad do you want to see?
Mm-hmm.
You can chat with each other. And if you're from other places... Feel free to let us know how your country is. Like, what places in your country do you think would be good to visit?
Yeah, like well-known places, fun spots, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like not only just like the touristy spots, but like places that
hidden gems.
Yeah, that you think like, oh man, this is a must-see. But yeah. And you can catch us next week on Thursday. Same time, same place. We'll be here.
We'll be here.
We'll be here.
And thank you for joining us in the Chatverse.
Yeah.